Had the chance to go to 35 different countries in the world from when I was in the Navy, and then I belonged to a sailing club in California, and we would put together a trip every year, and we'd go to Tonga, or we'd go to New Zealand, we'd go to Fiji Islands, all the islands down through the Caribbean, and we'd go for a week to 10 days, go down there, you'd go to the yacht basin, which was already, everything was planned ahead, and they'd give you a checkout on a sailboat. Then you'd go over the Chancellery and load up on food, and then take off. And you'd go from the different islands like in the Caribbean or in Tonga or New Zealand. And you always got to anchor at night. You could pull in next to, restaurants, jump in the dinghy, go ashore, have dinner, or you could take and do dinner on board. Throw a fishing line over the side, catch a fish, and have that for dinner. It was a great fun. Dream about sailing at night, especially in Greece. Greece was a great experience. But when I was in the Navy going through basic, I was the coxswain on we raced whalers. They had a bunch of whalers. I went through basic training at Camp Nimitz down in San Diego. And they picked me because I was light, and I was a squad leader in my company. And they gave me a crew, and we got on this whaleboat, and and we rode. We didn't win, but I think we came in second or third out of 6. I remember going sailing a couple of times when I was growing up in Philadelphia. We went down on the Delaware River, went out sailing a day. But then after I got to California, doing square dancing, I met a fellow named Ken Hacker. And he was in marina sailing, and I went down with him one day, and we went down and they set up a race. We were always racing sailboats when we were back in Homeport in Southern California. I took different classes to get certified for open ocean sailing. And I did a yacht delivery one time. We flew down to Aruba, and we picked up a sailboat that was built in South Africa and was being transported back to San Pedro. So we jumped aboard it in Aruba, and then we went across the Caribbean and went through the Panama Canal. And then when we got to Balboa, on the west side of the Panama Canal, we flew home. They put another delivery crew on, tied next to a freighter. That is really an experience, because when they start filling those locks up, we had lines. We had 4 lines going off the catamaran that we were on, and they went up to the side of the dock, and there was guys that would handle the lines up there. We would handle the lines on the boat, and then as the boat came up, you had to keep, because the water, when it's coming into the locks, your boat's doing this. And then when we went through going down the Guton locks on the west side, we motored through Lake Guton, and then when you get to the west end, you're going in the locks, and then they lower you down to the next level. And when we went in there, we just tied off to a tugboat that was in there with us. It was moving through the canal.